Cool. So I'm Nayan Bhakta. I'm the Director of Engineering and Procurement for McCarthy Building Companies. We're a large general contracting firm with a nationwide presence, currently with over a gigawatt of solar experience. So a few things we consider specifically relate around design, schedule, and the procurement side of things. So as far as design is concerned, we'll look at optimizing the design through various different methods, taking a look at the specific design requirements, taking a look at several different design options and whittling that down based on feedback with our partners in the equipment supply side as well as our partners on the development side. For construction, we'll take a look at specifically reducing schedule. One method we do for that is minimizing the total construction duration, so the amount of time our crews are on site. What this does for us is it allows us to keep our general conditions cost down, which in turn translates to lower overall installed EPC cost. From the EPC perspective, we tend to look at the three main letters of the term itself, EPC. So on the engineering side, it's getting more innovative on the design side, staying abreast of new technologies that are emerging in the market and making sure we can roll that into our designs and into our projects. Similarly, as it relates to the design side, we tend to lean a lot on our operations folks. As a general contractor that self-performs a lot of our work, we have a lot of lessons learned from our field teams that we like to incorporate into the front end on future projects. So making sure we have that consistent flow of information from our pre-construction group to our operations group is essential. On the procurement side, we have a very wide network of supply chain partners supplying quite a bit of equipment to all of our projects across the country. Working with these partners on the supply chain side and developing new design improvements on their products ultimately helps us install their systems faster, cheaper, and ultimately results in overall reduction in project cost. On the construction side, similar to what we mentioned before, minimizing the amount of time our teams are on site is essential. And part of what we do there is to leverage our national experience with identifying the adequate labor markets and self-performing the work, as we mentioned before. So by self-performing, we gain just a significantly better control over the schedule. We can ramp up or ramp down as we need to, and also deliver a much better quality product for our developer and utility partners. So as most folks are aware, the Southeast and the East Coast in general is really booming from a solar installation perspective. Typically, these areas wouldn't be really deemed as solar markets based on the solar insulation, the availability of land, and whatever it may be. But with the recent cost reductions, there's a lot more projects that are beginning to pencil. So from an EPC perspective, there's several different factors we'll look at. One of the first items is permitting. Getting to really know what the permitting requirements are is critical for success in these regions. An EPC partner who is experienced in the Southwest may not necessarily translate into a good experience in the Southeast if they really aren't on top of what the different AHJs are going to require. So having a regional presence, having the right local partners, and essentially having experience in the area is critical. The second part of the question relates to labor availability. As far as labor goes, having control over your labor and having knowledge of what labor is available is really critical. These projects are now being installed in very remote, very rural areas that aren't close to a population center where skilled labor or even unskilled labor is readily available. So having a good grasp on that is very critical. And thirdly, again, relates to design. Making sure you have the right equipment for the areas where you're installing the project is very, very important. Things like humidity, rainfall, and vast swings in temperature are things that we typically wouldn't see in the Southwest that we're seeing in the Southeast. So making sure we're picking the right equipment from inverters, modules to racking is very important for success in the Southeast.